Tonight we're going to be talking to Marcie, our boss babe, our favorite person. Everybody always has so many questions about who is she, how did she get here, and our viewers just want to know everything about her. So I'm just excited to tell everybody who you are.
Hey!
You get to meet the woman behind the wheel. Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no. You can't be buying fillers on Amazon, for sure.
Hell
The
no.
worst thing I've ever seen.
That is crazy.
DIY fillers on Amazon that you inject into your face yourself. Have you seen that? JC sent it to me the other day.
It's like not, I mean,
Horrific.
it's a thing, but it shouldn't be a thing.
It is wild.
No, ma'am. You cannot buy your fillers on Amazon.
How scary.
You cannot put Fix-A-Flat in your lips and fill them up. You have to go to a provider who is using FDA-approved fillers and neurotoxins. Don't be getting on Amazon. Don't be going to some back alley trunk, somebody's trunk of their car, meeting in hotel rooms, getting Fix-A-Flat put in your booty. Just stop doing it.
Stop doing it.
Stop doing it.
Oh, hell no.
Come to me.
So Marcie, like everybody wants to know all about you, who you are, where you came from. Just give us a little overview.
Okay, it's very exciting.
You're from West Texas.
I'm a West Texas girl, obviously. I grew up in Wink. I went to school in Wink, but I grew up between Pyote and Orla, America, at the State Line Bar and Rope and Arena.
City girl.
Big city girl.
And if you're not from here, nobody knows where that's at.
No, I grew up hunting, roping, and just shooting things and drinking beer, pretty
One
much.
time I told someone you were from Orla, and they said, nobody's from Orla.
Me and 3 people, I'm related to all of them. And it's the best place to be from because if it's that small of a community, imagine. Like, it's like a family. So, Wink and Orla, but I went to school in Wink. That's quite a haul.
Yeah, love that. Well, so tell us about your family and married, kids.
I am married to a man that I am amazed has not smothered me yet in my sleep. I don't know how Cody does it. The biggest thing about my husband, nobody has a cutoff point. There's not one of us that goes, oh, nobody should do that. We're like, oh, that is so good. Yes. He's a yes guy, so I love a good yes guy. So he's a lot of fun. And I have 4 boys, ages 3 to 15. So I have 1 in pull-ups, and I have 1 who's a 6-footer and 250 pounds on the line at Lee Freshman, who will graduate when my baby starts kindergarten.
And he is precious. All of them are. I love all of them.
They're wild and mean, don't wear clothes, but really tender-hearted. So.
Aw, I love it.
So how long have you been injecting?
I have been injecting in some capacity for about, 15 plus years. I don't remember when I started, but I started managing a plastic surgeon's office when I was 19 or 20 years old. I went to college early and started my own business, and it was sort of in the aesthetic field. I did permanent makeup and stuff when I was in college, and I was going to be a writer and write 1 million books and be so famous, and instead my options were teaching English or this job. So I took that job because I was not politically correct enough to teach anyone's children and to mold
Relatable.
the future. I didn't feel comfortable with that. So I went into aesthetics and fell in love. I fell in love with what I do there, and it's not even so much about what I do. I think it's the people. I fell in love with that practice and the patience, and I realized that when I was happier going to work than anywhere else, you stick with that. Yeah. And so I didn't know how that looked at the time. I have chill bumps talking about that.
I love that.
I love what I do. But I started out as a medical esthetician. I thought, I've got to be a part of this somehow. I have to do this. Microdermabrasion, chemical peels, lash extensions, the whole 9 yards. I felt like I needed to be doing something more invasive and more aggressive. Right. I don't know why, and something bigger. But Injecting was where I found myself. I started teaching it with that plastic surgeon and went to nursing school, and that precious man, he is a world-renowned plastic surgeon who has passed, but he let me take my baby to work with me for a full year while I went to nursing school.
Wow.
And learned to do what I do, and he practically sent me to nursing school. And I ended up, as he was advancing in age, I took over his injecting practice, and so all the feels.
Amazing.
So whenever I first started working here, she used to be like, I could inject out of the back of my car.
I could if
Out of
need
the trunk
be.
of my car.
Could. I've just done it for a long time, and when you've done this for so many years, it's like second nature. I think sometimes my patients are like,
Yeah.
why is she talking about her kid this morning when she should be focusing on my lips? I think I just mean like it's second nature after you do something every day that often.
Right.
One of my favorite things / not favorite things is that whenever we're having a conversation and you just stop and you're like, oh babe, we're gonna fix that.
I know, and I mean it with love.
I love it. Your forehead's moving right now. I'm like,
People are gonna stop
Oh.
being friends with me when I lay beside you.
Never.
And you can see the look. Everybody will recognize the look after you've been friends with me, or married to me, or you're my sister. It's and they know. Like, what is it? Just tell me.
yeah. Like she just stops. It's very interesting. The first time it happened, I didn't really know what was happening, but I've grown to love it.
I'm not trying to create insecurities. I
No,
just
it's not
sit there.
insecure. I just want you to, I'm glad you want to fix it.
It's like when you
Makes
see
my
a
life.
vein. Like if you're like starting IVs all day long and you see like a really great vein,
juicy
like
vein.
oh, it's so juicy. Yes, like you can't help it. You can't help yourself sometimes. So when I love you, it falls out.
Well, I just love that you're so passionate about it.
I am.
Makes me happy. So whenever you're not here, whenever you're not injecting and being boss babe of the year, like what are you doing?
I am wiping a butt.
I've seen
I
that.
have 4 boys, and so it's just loud and stinky. We travel a lot. We bought a travel van with disco lights and a big screen TV in it. we load up our 4 giant boys and we hit the road. Sometimes we end up in a sketchy hotel room, all 6 of us piled into one in Lake Charles, and we talk about the smell for 6 months. But it's been good. It's been an adventure. So our current obsession is family road tripping.
That actually sounds like so much fun.
It is. It's good.
I love your van. I want to borrow it.
But we need to. Garrett has his permit now, so we need to he's almost got his license, and so we need to hire him to drive us around and turn on the disco lights with just
Definitely.
We can have an
music on
aesthetics
the
party,
Yes.
an MC aesthetics party. It'll be our party bus. Turn the lights on, and can we just do a podcast from
Party
the
bus,
van?
party
Yes.
bus by night, IVs by day. I'm in.
I'm down with that.
Business plan.
So exciting.
So, what is your thing that you can't live without? That's one of our questions that our viewers had is if Marcie could pick what injection she could get, what is it that she
procedure in
procedure or injection that she had to have? What is that you can't live with?
Personally, it's Dysport. I'm a Dysport girl. Botox, Dysport. Your body works differently with different medications. The same applies to Botox and Dysport. You may metabolize one more appropriately or efficiently than you do the other one, so we pick that one. Mine is Dysport, and the second that I have lines in my head, I can't take it. My eyebrows right now they're a little much. My eyebrows have this tricky balance because I either look like Cruella DeVille or just right. Right now I'm Cruella. There's no, oh, those are Jack Nicholson eyebrows.
Are you effing kidding me, Holly? Here's a few Marcie-isms. Are you effing kidding me? Here's the thing. This woman, it's heels a-clicking, weave a-flying, 90 miles an hour. Let me show you.
So I have to really watch my own stuff, and right now I need to put a little something right there. But I have really heavy eyelids to be so young, to be so amazingly young. I have really heavy.
You're in your prime.
Yeah, 40.
You're not 40 yet.
I mean, real close. But I have really heavy eyelids. So without my Dysport, I just feel like I have to get my eyelids off my lash line. And so when I get my brow lift, for me, that's a game changer. I feel like I look 10 years younger.
That and
Well, everybody needs lips. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. You look better with lips.
Cruella's
true.
hot.
I have a picture of myself as
she is.
Cruella DeVille. Yes, we'll show that.
Yeah.
Because when I get angry, I do that that really angry, happy. I don't know. My mom does it too. The evil smile thing, and I'm like, okay.
It's the most confusing
Scary.
thing that I've ever seen because you think that you're happy and then you're like really so mad and you don't know whether to smile back or if you're like, it's
Turn away and run.
super awkward.
And it takes a minute for everybody
To,
to,
like,
realize, like, she's not playing. My kids do the same thing because I'm like, set how I am.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's the evil smell and they catch it. Like, oh, and everybody stops.
Love it.
Let's like look at some of the questions
Oh,
that we
the
have
questions
from
from the
our viewers.
Okay, Braylon Marquez wants to know, do you get nervous about messing up?
Braylon Marquez, I love you. A young, up-and-coming little makeup artist. Y'all watch out for her. Honestly, babe, I don't. I really don't. I've been doing this for so long that I could probably do it really out of the back of my car. Don't be going to some back alley somebody's trunk of their car. I know there's nothing I can't fix. If there's a little something that's not just the way the patient wants it, I mean, because what I want is not what you want, it's not what you want. So sometimes it takes us more than one sitting, but I feel confident that I can get you there.
Awesome. And Bama Joe 09.
What?
Hey,
If
Baby
Botox
Joe.
only lasts someone 2 months, what is a better or alternative option?
Okay, girl, here's the deal. Botox and Dysport are both indicated for 4 to 6 months, for up to 6 months. That doesn't mean that people are going to be getting 6 months. That means you're probably going to be re-injecting either product at 3 to 5 months. Now, in my practice, if you come in and you tell me you got 2 months, I'm going to make a change. If you're using Botox, we're going to switch you to Dysport. If you're using Dysport, I'm going to switch you to Botox. So anybody getting 2 months, we want you to have a better response, and we'll look for one with a different product. I do have a few patients, and they are very rare, and that's kind of just their longevity. They get a couple months out of it, and that does happen.
Does it, with your metabolism, does that make any sort of difference? Because I feel like sometimes I go through it, I have to get it more often than most people.
I do, and we do see where, you know, if you have a higher metabolism, you're going to metabolize any medication faster.
Right.
So fillers, Botox, Dysport, yes. There's also like a weird moment after anesthesia that and I am pulling this out of my, but I feel like after anesthesia, people have a weird kind of a different response to Botox or Dysport, and it's like it just doesn't last quite as long for a few sittings, and then after that, it's like it goes back to normal. So I see that, and I need to read about that.
Oh,
Great. And last question, are you hiring?
So, if you know anything about me or us as a team or about MC Aesthetics, we're never done growing. We have huge plans for new locations coming. So the answer is yes. Yes, we are hiring. If you have the skills and would love to be part of our team, please go to our website and shoot us your resume.
Slide into our DMs. Okay,
Bring
this
it.
is one from XOXO_love_yeah. What advice would you give an RN that is interested in becoming an aesthetic nurse?
I would definitely first find a position in a facility, a med spa, a practice where those things are being done, where you're doing injectables, where you're doing Botox and fillers, all the fun stuff that we have here, and find out if that's your niche for sure first. And then I would absolutely invest in some training independently, but then of course you'll have to work under a physician, so you'll need to make that connection.
Awesome. And Christy Dew wants to know, how can she look exactly like you?
Girl, same thing you're doing, smoke and mirrors. I know who do your stuff. It takes a lot of Oyuki, and it takes a lot of Jen, and a lot of makeup, and Karina, and it takes
a lot of Marcie, a lot of JC, a lot of Daisha.
It's a lot of smoke and mirrors and Botox and fillers, and she knows that there's nobody extra like Christy Dew.
And here's one from Bridget Horton. What made you think that I should do vajazzling?
Like that, why not? What makes you think you shouldn't do vajazzling, Bridget Horton?
Still can't with the vajazzling. I'm out on it.
Because
I'm
Bridget
done.
has a thing about That's not in my job description.
Oh, definitely.
She said that to me one more time.
So now,
I love you, boo,
Bridget,
but-
your job description is
Vajazzling
and panazzling. Yes, I'm gonna make her panazzle too. So it's in your job description. That's why.
Lucky you.
We also want to know like why you chose aesthetics and didn't just go into traditional working at the hospital or in a clinic.
Well, can y'all see me working in the hospital? I think it was just first of all, I came into this doing the injectables. I was teaching this before I actually went to school for it. And so it was a natural fit. When I was in the hospital doing my clinicals and learning how to be a nurse, I had a rough time because scrubs actually eat my soul. Like, who knew? I would come into work on the days that I didn't have to go to nursing school. I would come in my big hair, my heels, like, hey, everybody. And then I would walk in my scrubs and my ugly nurse shoes and no earrings. They made me take my nails off. I couldn't wear makeup, no hair. And I was like, so I don't think it didn't feed my soul.
Now you can wear the red pumps.
Absolutely. Well, and I love
hair.
patient care. Oh, honey, I'm gonna need my 6-inch nails, my 6-inch heels, my big hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
So heels
I'm
are
gonna
frowned
need my-
upon with your scrubs?
Well, I mean, you can't wear these. Can't wear those.
I'd be out.
And where did you get those?
J Posh.
Hey, posh.
Christy Do.
Christy do.
Christy Do.
So I was under the impression that you are in aesthetics because
I don't want to get old.
Well, no, because you can't say the things to patients that you say to them in
Well,
a hospital.
Okay, so it's not just the way I look. That's the problem. The way I like to
You
look.
can't touch people
You
appropriately.
can't touch people on the butt. You can't hug everybody like for an impressively long time. And you just can't. I'm mildly inappropriate. So I'm not suited for hospital setting. That's it.
So she claims to be mildly inappropriate. That girl is always extremely inappropriate.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Whenever I was, so when I was in nursing school, no shit. I was in nursing school and they had this, we had to go to like a little auditorium. My people that went to nursing school with me are gonna remember this day. And we had to go to this little auditorium and they gave us all these speeches about how to be around, like all the appropriate responses for things in their 5 minutes. And they were like, you can't use endearing terms, you can't touch people if it's unsolicited, about like speaking space, all of it. People, the whole time, people were uncomfortably looking at me. I was like, yeah, I'm screwed, like totally screwed. I'm not gonna be good at this.
I think that leads us into the inappropriate things I've heard Marcie say to some of her patients.
Oh, now it's not something like that.
One of her favorite things to say is, you have to choose between your ass and your face. Marcie, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
We need to know your DNR.
All right. I have one worse than this, like in the bag, waiting. I don't know
Save it
when
for later?
Saving it for later. So I'm gonna give y'all this one. Cody and I went to Vegas. Well, we go to Vegas way too often and act way too inappropriately every single time. But one of the most recent trips, actually, it was whenever our friends got engaged. So our friends got engaged on the plane on the way to Vegas, and Southwest helped us with it. It was like this big, huge deal.
Love it.
We get there with our friends. Yes, it was a neat weekend. We get there with our friends. We hang out with them all weekend. And I'm a chronic one-upper in life. I don't know what's wrong with me, but if you can drink that many, I can drink 12 more. I don't know. Something's wrong with me. When I drink too much, I sleepwalk real bad. And we were staying at the Wynn Encore Hotel. And I thought for 10 years of my life that my husband has been faking that he sleeps that hard because he just didn't want to change a diaper or help a baby. But the man sleeps that hard. So I walked in my sleep out into the hallway of the Encore Hotel. And I woke up because I had to pee so desperately that when I woke up, I was actually in the I have to pee so desperately stance. Did not know where I was. I was in the hotel room in Las Vegas.
Did you have clothes on?
Nope. No clothes. Well, I had a nude thong on. So if you saw me from afar, I just looked naked.
I bet the security guards were like,
Well, I had to pee so bad. And so I couldn't even, my first thought is, where am I going to pee? But I was locked out. So I start knocking and I holler at Cody a lot. And I'm trying to do it through the, where the keypad is, mother effer. I'm like, But I'm trying not to be so loud because they got eyes in the sky in Vegas. We all know they got eyes in the sky. So
Yes.
they're all watching this. And so I'm like covering my boobs, but my butt cheeks are flapping in the wind. And I'm trying to find a corner to pee in, and I panic. Can't. So I run to the elevator while I hold my boobs, booty cheeks flapping. I go to the elevator and use the telephone that they have at the elevators to call downstairs and tell them I was locked outside naked. And the sweetest little guy comes up. He will not make eye contact. And I'm still standing at the door, so embarrassed. I have to go in and get my license, and he will never look at me. Can you check it, bro? He assumed it was me.
Love that.
Cody,
The visual.
when I got in, because I'm embarrassed, it's Cody's fault. Because I'm embarrassed, it's clearly his fault. Something
Of course
bad
you didn't wake his
happened.
ass up. You're like banging on the door, like, hello, I needed you.
And I'm crying. I'm like, I have to live in this hotel because we come here like every 2 weeks, and I hate my life. And I was throwing covers, and why didn't you let me in? And he's just like drunk in Vegas.
If y'all saw the list of hotels that Marcie's not invited back to, you would be impressed.
Actually, I think it's a good show because they just let me keep coming back. I don't know. They don't tell me no.
Cheers to that.
Yes.
Cheers.